Hi, it's Mark from Training Spark, and in this video we're going to take a look at the new version of LearnDash's WooCommerce integration. Now, many of you already use this. This is a plugin that's used to link WooCommerce, which is a popular e-commerce platform, and LearnDash. So I'll take a look at the basic settings of this, but we do have a separate video that goes through this in more detail, and I'll put a link to that in a card on the video now. But broadly speaking, if you head to a WooCommerce product, what this integration does is allow you to link the WooCommerce product with a LearnDash course or group. So I've got a WooCommerce product here. We can set the product data to course, and where we set price, we can also say what LearnDash courses it would enroll people onto when they buy it, as well as what LearnDash groups. So you can enroll people onto a variety of LearnDash courses and groups when they actually buy this product. So that's the basis of what this plugin does. Now, we know now that there's a new version of this plugin. So what I wanted to do was show you what the new features are. So we've got 1.9.7 installed, and I'm just going to update to get to the newer version of it, which we can do either via WordPress's own updates page here, or you can also get to it via LearnDash LMS and then add-ons. You'll be able to see it in there and upgrade to it from there. So now that is installed, one of the first things we'll notice, I'll just refresh the page here, is that under LearnDash LMS, there's a new WooCommerce section here. And what this does is give you more control over what happens at different payment stages. So in the past, I believe any enrollments onto courses or groups would only ever happen at the point that the order was completed. But the issue is with different payment methods and different payment gateways, that's not always what you want to happen. You might want to control what happens at different stages. So, for instance, you might even want to give people at the pending payment stage access to a course if you just want to get them started and want it to be an instantaneous transaction. Potentially, some payment methods require a manual intervention, where someone's got to go in and accept a payment. And if someone has bought a course, then there could be a lapse of time between when they buy it and when they're able to access it. So it kind of defeats the object of buying online if they aren't able to access the course straight away. So what this does is give you more control of the different payment kind of order statuses and say when access to the course is given. So what it has here as a basis is it will grant access if the order is set to processing or if it's set to complete. So to test this, what I'm going to do is untick these and put one on hold. And the reason for doing that is I have my WooCommerce set up to accept orders via check, and that's a very dated way of doing things. But the reason for that is that requires a manual intervention. That requires an administrator to go in and change the order status from on hold to completed manually. The idea being that they would do that once they've received the check. So I have a product here, and I'll just quickly buy that. So I'll just go to the product in a new window, add it to the cart, and then just check this out. So I'm just going to put some dummy details in here. And then place the order. And what it says is that it'll be processed once the check is received. But if I switch back to my other tab here and go to the WooCommerce orders, I'll see that this order is on hold, but this user should still have been given access to the course. So if I head to users and find this mark test user here, mark checkout test, which is the one I just did, because of what we changed there in the settings, they have already been set up as a user here, as a customer, and they have been given access to the course based on the product that they purchased. So that order, or their access to their course, has been set up. So generally speaking, you would probably want to keep that on something like completed or possibly processing, but this is just a great feature because it gives you a lot more control over that. Typically in the past, you'd have had to get a developer to put in some code to handle different things at different stages of payments, but now this allows you to do it without any of that additional code required. I should point out that if you have the WooCommerce subscription add-on installed, and that's a premium plugin that allows you to manage subscriptions via WooCommerce, you can also add in different levels of different access based on different payment statuses of subscriptions. So that will be another feature here, but that is only available if you have the WooCommerce subscriptions add-on. So the other thing that they've added now, if you had a batch of users who potentially had bought courses via your store but not being given access, and you needed to retroactively give them access, then what it used to have was a feature here under WooCommerce Status, Tools, and it has had this option for a while where it says give LearnDash students retroactive access. So it says grant or deny LearnDash students courses and groups access according to WooCommerce order and subscription status. So that would go through any previous orders that have been made on your store and update people's access based on that. So it's kind of a tool that you would run. And I believe in the past, if you ran that tool, you would have to stay on the page while that happened. Whereas what they've done in this new update is said, this is being run in the background, so now you can carry on doing other things, and you don't have to wait on that page for it to physically complete before that tool has run. And finally, I believe the last thing was that in your WooCommerce settings, in order to have any of your products available as LearnDash courses, you needed to disable guest checkout. And if you go to Accounts and Privacy under WooCommerce Settings here, I believe in older versions it wouldn't work unless you'd disabled guest checkout. And the problem was some people might have products that you do want guest checkouts for, and some they would have to disable that unnecessarily for some products. So what the newer version of the plugin does is allow you to keep guest checkout disabled, and it's a bit more intelligent about how it manages account creation for anyone who buys courses via WooCommerce. So we think that's a great update. It's definitely some good features for people who use that, and I would say a lot of people do tend to use WooCommerce alongside LearnDash. It's a great way of selling your courses and opens up a lot more ways to sell and different payment gateways and things like that. So I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give it a like, and if you'd like to see more like this, please subscribe to the Training Spark YouTube channel.